Good afternoon. Welcome to Tribune News on Q, your go-to afternoon news source only here at Daily Tribune. We're live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Daily Tribune PH on YouTube, and at Daily Tribune Official on TikTok. For today's headlines. House prosecutors have asked the Senate impeachment court to open sealed tax records of Vice President Sara Duterte and her husband as part of the impeachment proceedings. Authorities have temporarily blocked the online game Gorebox while investigators examine its alleged link to the Tacloban shooting. Dozens of families displaced by the 1991 Mount Pinatubo eruption have finally received ownership titles for their relocation lands. The National Bureau of Investigation believes Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa remains in the Philippines despite ongoing speculations about his whereabouts. The Department of Health has reported a 6% increase in leptospirosis cases and is urging the public to take extra precaution during the rainy season. Local government units are set to receive 1.32 trillion pesos in national tax allotment in 2027, reflecting higher government revenue collections. The Super Kit Junior Elite Golf Tour will stage its first ever leg in Davao City as part of efforts to develop young golfers in Mindanao. Actress Barbie Forteza is set to headline a new comedy film centered on heartbreak, friendship, and personal growth. Today is 25th of June, Thursday, and I'm Chynna Basillaje bringing you today's top stories. Let's get started. House prosecutors have asked the Senate impeachment court to open a sealed box containing the tax records of Vice President Sara Duterte and her husband, Attorney Manasseh Carpio, to help speed up pre-trial proceedings. Representative Laila de Lima said the documents should be inventoried and marked during the pre-trial stage to allow for a smoother and more efficient trial. The records are linked to allegations of unexplained wealth, one of the 4 articles of impeachment. Prosecutors have also requested additional hearing days to complete the marking of thousands of documentary exhibits. The Cybercrime Investigation and Coordinating Center has temporarily blocked the online game Gorebox following its alleged connection to the deadly school shooting in Tacloban City. CICC Executive Director Alexander Paraiso said one of the suspects reportedly played the game extensively and may have used it as a form of training. Authorities are now reviewing the game's safety features and age restrictions. The agency warned that the ban could become permanent if the developers fail to cooperate. And 35 years after the eruption of Mount Pinatubo, 60 displaced families have finally received ownership titles for their relocation lands. The titles were distributed by the Pampanga Provincial Government and the National Housing Authority during a ceremony in San Fernando City. Beneficiaries said the documents provide long-awaited security after decades of uncertainty. Officials described the move as a major milestone in the recovery of families affected by the 1991 disaster. Meanwhile, the National Bureau of Investigation believes Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa has not left the country despite the continuing reports about his whereabouts. NBI Director Melvin Matibag said fleeing abroad would be difficult because of the global reach of the International Criminal Court and Interpol. Authorities continue to validate leads and reports regarding the senator's location. Matibag said investigators are pursuing information that they hope will lead to positive developments. And the Department of Health has reported a 6% increase in leptospirosis cases nationwide compared to the same period last year. Health officials recorded 2,177 cases from January to early June and warned that infections typically increase during the rainy season. The disease is commonly spread through floodwaters contaminated by animal urine, particularly from rats. The DOH urged the public to avoid floodwaters when possible and seek medical attention if symptoms appear. And local government units will receive 1.32 trillion pesos in national tax allotment in 2027, according to Executive Secretary Ralph Recto. The allocation is 129 billion pesos higher than this year's share and is intended to fund local development projects and essential services. Recto said the increase reflects higher national tax collections and follows a formula mandated by law. Provinces, cities, municipalities, and barangays will all receive shares based on population and land area. And Philippine shares closed higher with the benchmark PSEI gaining 63.29 points or 1.06% to 6,054.66, signaling renewed investor confidence and broad-based buying across key sectors. The broader all-shares index also advanced 11.70 points or 0.35% to 3,327.32. The services sector led the market rally, surging 2.38% to 3,164.30, while holding firms climbed 0.90% to 4,353.99, providing strong support to the main index. Property shares also posted modest gains, rising 0.17% to 1,865.88. On the downside, the mining and oil index recorded the steepest decline, plunging 4.83% to 14,769.93 amid heavy selling pressure. Financial slipped 0.34% to 1,868.66, while industrial shares edged down 0.04% to 8,314.74, reflecting mixed sentiment in select sectors despite the market's overall advance. And the Super Kit Junior Elite Golf Tour will make its first stop in Davao City this weekend as part of efforts to expand youth golf opportunities in Mindanao. Organized by the Junior Golf Foundation of the Philippines, the tournament offers ranking points and pathways to international competition. Organizers said the event aims to develop young talent and strengthen grassroots golf programs outside Luzon. Competitions will be held at South Pacific Golf and Country Club and Apo Golf and Country Club. And award-winning actress Barbie Forteza is set to star in a new comedy film that blends heartbreak, friendship, and self-discovery. Directed by Ivan Andrew Payawal, the movie follows a woman whose life takes an unexpected turn after a personal betrayal. The story explores themes of resilience and personal growth through a series of comedic adventures. Forteza will be joined by Khalil Ramos, Mika Salamanca, AC Bonifacio, Mikey Quintos, and Sasa Girl. In Katribu, did you know every June 25, the International Day of the Seafarer is observed to recognize the vital contributions of seafarers to global trade and the world economy. Established by the International Maritime Organization in 2010, the celebration highlights the dedication and sacrifices of millions of maritime workers who keep goods moving across the globe. The Philippines remains one of the world's leading sources of seafarers, supplying hundreds of thousands of maritime professionals to international shipping fleets. And viral now on TikTok is a content creator, Charut, featuring her skit on how a bagger would be like if they decided to pack up and run away from home. Let's watch this. That's all for now. Join us again at 4:30 p.m. still here on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Daily Tribune PH on YouTube, and at Daily Tribune Official on TikTok. Once again, I'm Chynna Basillaje, and this has been Tribune News on Q.